Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page. For this Wednesday, March 22nd, and overall we're going to have a warming pattern, but we've got another cold 24 hours to go, with highs today only in the 30s and lows tonight in the teens again. In fact, with clear skies and a high pressure system moving overhead, we could see our temperatures drop even colder than this morning, maybe down around 15 degrees. Not sure we'll get to that 10-degree mark like I thought a day or two ago, but certainly some of the colder areas could. As far as the headlines go, again, it looks like sunshine. It'll be cool today with highs only in the mid to upper 30s. And then I think from late Thursday through Sunday night, looks like about 0.7 to 1.2 inches of rain could fall over much of the area, with locally even heavier amounts. And again, I think the heaviest amounts of rain here over the next 3 or 4 days is going to fall across central and north central lower Michigan, with a little bit less as you get to the south, but that's where the warmer air will be and a better chance of thunderstorms. And you can see for the 6 to 10 and the 8 to 14 day outlooks, warmer than normal, also wetter than normal, so plenty of opportunity for springtime thunderstorms here over the next couple of weeks. And again, we could see plenty of severe weather across the south central and southern portions of the U.S. If we look at the normals for the day, our normal high is 43, the normal low is 24. And if we look at the conditions around the U.S. yesterday, 96 degrees, the warm spot at Midland, Odessa, Texas, and the cold spot, 5 below zero out Rolla, North Dakota. If we look at conditions around the MAC area yesterday, you can see temperatures mainly in the upper 40s to low 50s, 56 the warm spot down at Blissfield, and the cold spot, 23 at Marlette, with just a trace of precipitation as that system exited the area across Jasper. And again, just a little under 4 degrees below normal per day so far for the month of March, so a very chilly March so far. And you can see temperatures out there this morning, again, pretty chilly, with temperatures in the upper teens to low 20s across the area. And if we look at the radar across the U.S., you can see some thunderstorms across that stalled out frontal boundary that's going to be heading to the north as a warm front. And out ahead of that warm front in the colder air, some mixed precipitation in parts of Nebraska. And again, that's all heading this way. I think any chance for mixed precipitation will most likely be across far northern lower Michigan into the UP. And then as this system begins to get on the cool side as we get late Saturday into Sunday, could see a touch of freezing rain or a little bit of snow across northern lower Michigan. But again, for the most part, this will be a fairly warm system for the MAC area. If we look at the satellite view this morning, you can see a good cluster, MCS cluster across the Carolinas and Georgia, moving off, more thunderstorms developing along that stalled out frontal boundary. And again, you can see the big upper circulation that's going to drive these storms to the west or to the east into the northeast. And again, that's going to continue to make sure we don't see any real intrusions of any cold air to speak of. So we're going to be on the mild side with periodic storms moving across the country. And this is the setup we talked about at the Winter Outlook conferences, that we would see a lot of the coldest air continuing to be across the northwest U.S. and a wide open Gulf. And this would be a good setup for a very active severe storm season. And we're off to a really good, or not good, but a really active start to the severe weather season. You can see so far, if you look at 2017, 141 these are preliminary amounts, but you can see 141 tornadoes compared to some of the previous years, and more importantly, 20 fatalities already from tornadoes this year, or 24 altogether, but 20 in January. And you can see quite a few tornadoes here for the first 3 months of the season compared to previous years. So we're way ahead of the most recent years. And again, this is going to be a very active, severe season across much of the U.S. And if we look at the weather map this morning, you can see that cold front will begin to move around as a stationary, and then a warm front as low pressure systems will begin to move towards the upper Midwest here over the next few days. You can see by tomorrow's map, the main storm system gets its act together in the Rockies and will be heading to the northeast. And by Friday, that's when we expect quite a bit of severe weather to break out as the system begins to emerge out into the plains. And again, for us, it'll be mainly showers, maybe a few thunderstorms to southern lower Michigan, maybe a mix well off to the north. But again, as this system moves off to the northeast, it's going to produce quite a bit of rainfall. No big push of cold air, because the next system already coming in off the Pacific will make sure that that pattern does not allow us to get into a northwest flow for very long. As far as precipitation here over the next, this should actually be until 7 p.m. Sunday. You can see a lot of precipitation, especially across central and north central lower Michigan, where some amounts could even be locally pushing 2 inches, but I think it'll be a widespread 1 inch or more rainfall across much of the area. And again, maybe a little bit less down to the southern part of the state where maybe a 3/4 inch or 8/10 of an inch of rain could fall. But this looks like a pretty good setup. Most of the models have pretty good agreement that the heaviest rains will be across central lower Michigan. And again, we're going to have a warm front that's going to move into the southern part of the state, and where that warm front sets up is where the best chance of thunderstorms from their south will be. And then just to the north of that warm front, that's where the heaviest bands of rain are going to fall. So again, if the warm front were to push a little farther north, then we'd see warmer temperatures and the heaviest rains would shift farther north. But again, we'll have to wait and see where that warm front eventually makes it and how far north it gets. And if we look at the weather watch for this morning, again, not much going on right now, but as we get towards the weekend, we could see some severe storms break out across much of the Ohio Valley to the south. Freeze warnings in effect across the southern portions of Indiana, Ohio, and parts of Illinois. But that's about it for the weather watch this morning. Thanks for stopping by and have yourself a great day, and 73s to all.